Hey everybody, and welcome to the Double Stuff Podcast, where we're double the host, double the topics, and double the fun. I'm Dan.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Charity.
And I'm Alan.
And today we are talking about not just random thoughts, like we normally do on this show, but random thoughts that you have in the shower. Get your minds out of the gutter, all of you.
Get them out of the gutter and into the shower.
And into the shower,
Into the
that's
drain,
right.
Yeah.
Clean thoughts only on here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure we've all had those
That's right.
really random shower thoughts, or like for me, it's like when something gets stuck in your mind and I just think about it like over and over. It's just like, how would I replay that scenario over and over in my mind again? But this one, we're actually talking about some funny shower thoughts that we found online. So, Sarah, do you have any shower thoughts you want to share with us?
I've got one. This one's actually something I've thought about ever since I was little. But every word in every language started out as gibberish until one person convinced enough people that what they said was a real word. which I guess makes sense. Even the words we're saying now.
Even the word gibberish. Someone had to convince someone that gibberish was just the gobbledygook that you say.
Even gobbledygook.
That's like that kid's book, Friedel, something like that. It was like about a kid made up a word for a pen. And then just
interesting.
Convinced everybody else to call it that word.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm weird. I'm weird bugs apparently.
It's a shower
How do you come up with like a snicker? You know?
Yeah, right?
This is
Yeah.
a Snickers bar.
Yeah, snicker usually means like a weird laugh anyway.
Yeah.
So was it a joke and like, haha, let's make a candy bar?
With a name like Schmuckers, it has to be good.
That's right.
You know, it's not the same, but it's like words that have whatever, like it has a meaning because people have used it. So like if you say, I'm going to Google something, that means you're going to look it up.
Yeah,
so it's like
it's
a brand name has
verb
become the language now.
It's sort of like forced into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is kind of interesting. Or like for me, like if you look at a word long enough, it doesn't look like a word anymore. It's just
Yeah, there's a word for that too.
like I said, there's a term for everything.
Uh-huh.
But it's like the more you, like I said, I've
Probably
always
German. Stimmungsflaschen.
Nailed it.
Sorry, Germany.
True. That's one of the countries we hadn't offended yet.
Well, we had to
We
get
did
into that
just
the last
now.
season. Yeah.
With whatever he said was absolutely offensive in
I'm
German.
going to laugh if that actually means something. If you're from Germany,
Stimmungsflaschen.
please tell us what Alan said, and then we'll apologize.
Dear
correctly.
Germany, what did Alan say there?
He said making it a double and
That's right.
But yeah, it's just cool seeing. Yeah, it had to have started out like that. Someone said something, they stumbled on their tongue, they tripped their tongue up, and they're like, "Oh, that's a great sounding word for something."
Yeah.
You know? So
I always thought that, do you remember when the hounds like break into in a Christmas Story, when the hounds come through and knock the turkey over and start eating the turkey? He comes out and he says, I always thought it was gibberish. He's actually saying like the neighbor's name or something.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
know, I was like, no, he's just so mad he can't even enunciate anything. And it just comes back, well, we're going out to eat.
yeah, it all starts out as something. So that's my contribution.
All right, Charity, what do you got?
All right. So, very good question. I'm sure we've all thought this. Why do people say tuna fish, but they don't say chicken bird?
That's a good question.
Fair point.
Yeah,
Which makes me think, where did the word nugget come from? Have you ever discussed that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I guess I can see what Mr. Google has. Why do we call him?
Is it like a little golden nugget or something?
Yeah, I guess so. But like the term nugget, like even if it's gold nugget, you know, who thought of the word nugget as a little thing?
As a smaller portion of a bigger thing?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because if I go, I'm like, I want to eat a whole chicken. That's weird. But if I'm gonna say I want a 30-piece chicken nugget, okay, that's normal. But that's probably the size of a full chicken.
Yeah.
What, did you find out what you're looking for?
Well, I saw something. It says nuggets refer to the 19th century mining boom in Colorado. So it must have been during the gold rush.
Oh, like the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. So when people rush to the area hoping to make fortunes by panning for gold and silver nuggets. So I guess it's like maybe just the little pieces of
Okay.
gold.
But who decided that a little piece was called a nugget? A nugget? A nugget.
Nuglet? That's even cuter. Oh, give me some
A
chicken
nugget is a smaller
That's the
nugget.
smallest one?
It's like the little crumbs at the bottom of the box. Little nugget, chicken nuggets.
I wonder if I was thinking about what you were saying though about tuna fish and chicken bird, and I wonder if it's because we like choose to distinguish between different types of birds, but sometimes fish are just sort of like, that's a fish. Like if you know fish, like you probably know exactly what you're looking at. But like if I told you, hey, draw me a picture of a bird, you probably wouldn't draw a chicken.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, probably be like a robin.
Yeah,
or
probably like some kind of like
crow or
flying bird,
something.
right?
Well, I
or a
wonder
bird
if it's
in
because
flight.
You can have chickens anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's a land-based animal, but tuna. How do you get somebody inland to know what a tuna is?
What a tuna is,
if
yeah.
They've never even seen or heard of
That's
it.
true. That's a good point. Although at the same time, lobster.
Yeah.
I think the first person that didn't live by the ocean that was like, hey, I'm going to bring them lobster. It's like, what is this alien monstrosity?
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently back in the day, lobster was actually pretty common that the poor people used to eat because there used to be so many of them.
Prisoners would eat it.
Yeah.
They would feed it to prisoners.
Yeah. And then I don't remember. I don't remember at
wild.
what point. I don't remember at what point where the rich were like, "Hey, let's make this our thing, a delicacy."
Let's gentrify this. Can't be having these prisoners eating this.
It was probably one of those
Delicious.
things. It's probably one of those things like an accidental rich person ate it and they were like, "Oh, this is too
Probably
good
when
for
they
the
added
prisoners."
butter, they're
I was
like,
thinking,
"Oh, add
yep.
butter to this."
When they found out they could melt butter, and they were just like, forget it.
They're like,
It's never going to
poor people don't
the
get
pores
butter now.
again.
And that's that's the double stuff history lesson.
That's right.
don't quote us on that.
So what you got, Alan?
I got muffins are to cupcakes as smoothies are to milkshakes.
Oh, this is like the SATs,
Yeah.
which I feel like I always got those wrong.
That's just 100% accurate.
Yeah.
I thought that as a kid too because I'm like, what's a muffin but a cupcake without icing?
Yeah.
Well, some muffins have a glaze, which I would call icing.
I think I'm sure they've recently started doing that just because.
Well, and also muffins can and usually do have fruit in it, where a smoothie will have fruit in it.
yeah.
Yeah. One's
So a
healthier.
muffin is a smoothie? Is what we're-
That's what it said. Yeah.
No, you said a muffin will have fruit like a smoothie, so a muffin
no,
is a smoothie.
sorry.
No.
I think the muffin
So-
is the milkshake, right? Because
No,
they're
the muffin
muffins
is
are
the
to
cupcakes.
Oh,
as
that's right,
Smoothies are to
milkshake.
Yeah, but you just compared a muffin to a smoothie, saying that there's fruit in both of them. So a
Right.
muffin is now a smoothie.
right, and a cupcake is a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were combining. I thought we were comparing muffins to cupcakes. So muffins and cupcakes are up here,
So
and
there's-
smoothies and milkshakes are down
Right,
here.
they're saying that,
and you
like,
cross them.
But there's so like muffins, cupcakes, smoothies, milkshakes.
So you go vertical versus horizontal.
I guess.
This tells you how I did on the ACTs.
Well, and also, I mean, it's basically how are we? They're the exact same thing.
Yeah.
How are we delineating
This
these
is
things?
pie cake.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do tend
Is
to go
it
into
still
our.
not?
No,
Stay with us, Charity.
Savory, sweet, right?
No, that's the failure to stay. That's how you would go in
See,
the
you're
end.
thinking of a sweet smoothie though, not like a V8, right? Like
Okay. I didn't know we were different.
like a veggie smoothie, right?
Yeah,
Versus like some kind of like a kale smoothie.
I was thinking straight up like.
Most smoothies have a bit of both, though.
Yeah,
Other
because
than, like
true.
kale and strawberry
but you
and.
still have more fruits that we can have that sweet
Smoothie King
taste.
was selling V8, there would not be 6
Well, that's true.
Smoothie Kings in the city.
It's true. Yeah, there wouldn't be.
Ain't nobody pulling up for that.
There's
No,
nobody
not
pulling
even a
up
little
for
bit.
Smoothie King got
I want a
dethroned.
smoothie to be healthy. Okay, here's your 3,000 calories.
Yeah. No.
Go be healthy.
Yeah.
So here's a thinker for y'all.
Okay.
And I want to know everybody's thoughts on this. Does a straw have one hole or two?
Yeah.
A straw's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
would
see,
ha- no.
but it will be whole for
It's
the
an
insurance and whole for the
extruded-
A straw,
Two-dimensional.
a straw has
circle.
2 holes. Otherwise, it would just be like a.
It would just be a close.
It would just be a cylinder. You would just clog it up in there.
It would just be a very skinny container.
It would be a vase.
Yeah.
Or a
It's
glass.
little Tupperware.
Yeah. What's a straw but an anorexic cylinder? That's
Yeah.
basically what that is.
Well, you could do the same thing with underwear. Like if it didn't have all 3 holes, it would just be this hunk of material.
How many?
It's a skirt.
How many legs do we have?
no, she doesn't.
My underwear has 6 holes in it.
It is weird. It is weird though that shirts are
I can
singular and
climb up
pants are
walls.
plural.
It's true. Pants are plural. Can we don't just get one pant?
Uh-huh.
Well, you say.
Oh, the waist. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
The
what I'm
waist.
saying. Alan.
What are you thinking of?
I know. Like, what are you talking about?
I was thinking I was discounting the waist hole. And even that sounds.
And you're making fun of me with the muffins, and you can't even count the number of holes in your underwear.
This is why we're podcasters and not scientists.
That's something that needs to be spelled out correctly. It just doesn't come off. Just
Clothes can have 2 holes. Like, yeah, a skirt and a tube top.
yeah, but
there
there's
you go.
a difference in underwear with a waist hole and a waist hole.
Well, that's true.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's also why
Take
we're not
it away
fashion.
from me, Dan.
that was. I don't. There's no right or wrong
No,
answer.
there's no
So, does a straw have 1 hole or 2? It's up to you.
It's up to you.
No, live your life. Yep.
YOLO.
It depends on how much you want to try to drink that smoothie or milkshake.
Throw the straw away and just drink out of the cup.
Yeah.
Live life on the edge.
Forget the straw. So, Sarah, what's your next shower thought?
Okay, I have one. I guess it's kind of food related. So biting your tongue while eating is a perfect example of how you can screw something up even with decades of experience.
No joke.
And that just ruins the whole meal, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, I haven't done that in a while, but I think last time I did I did draw blood.
Oh my gosh.
I bit it down pretty
It
hard.
depends on what you
Ooh.
eat. Like, if you're eating
Must
a
have been
good...
delicious.
If you're eating like a steak or
taste
something. Yeah. If you're eating soft food, you won't...
Bit my tongue last time I ate a smoothie.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you do that?
He put a muffin in it. It was very lumpy. Okay, that was good.
Okay, well,
Jared,
this
what
one-
you? Oh, Alan? Yeah. No, if you got one,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
go
jump
for
in
it.
just to switch it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, let's do
So,
it.
every clock will tell you the exact. Every broken clock will tell you the exact time that it died. And when I think about that, I always think of Chinatown because that's how they used. They would take a stopwatch or just a pocket watch
Okay.
and put it underneath the tire, and then when they left, that's how they knew.
That's how I knew what time it was when they
or
left.
how long
Okay.
they had been
Oh.
there.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm going to push back on that for just a second,
Okay.
though. It won't tell you the exact time. It'll tell you one of 2 times that
Well,
it
that's
died.
true.
Oh, that's true. Because at
Yeah,
least
you got to come back before.
Yeah, because our clocks don't have
Yeah.
AM or PM listed
Yeah.
on them. So
That's
Ooh,
true.
look at that. He's dropping the real deep
Well,
questions.
this is only for an analog clock. If it's a digital
Who's
clock,
a digital
you
clock?
have
You're-
no idea.
Yeah, you got another.
Sucks to be you.
I like the idea of a modern Chinatown where they go and they put a cell phone underneath the tire. And then pull out and be like, well, that was pointless.
Exactly. They're like, Jack, you could have just done an air tag, man. We could have find my phone.
That's the thing. Like
Jack.
we're talking about movie tropes a couple episodes back, but it's true. A lot of those things would be eliminated with the technology we have now, or would make it more easier to navigate or something. So yeah, dealing with clocks and phones and stuff
Huh?
like that would change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Some of us still wear analog.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I don't even have numbers on my watch.
I like to work for when I want to know what time it is.
I want to earn that time of day.
I want to look at it and be like, hey, what time is it? Be like, give me a minute. Little hands there and the big hands. Okay.
And afterwards, you look at your phone. Well, my phone's out.
That's almost like a Three Stooges joke.
It is.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. I had one that I thought was just really funny on this. If James Bond is the most famous spy, wouldn't that also make him the worst spy?
Yep.
Yeah, because everybody knows who he is.
Well, he keeps
Yep.
introducing himself.
He does.
so-
He
Yeah.
introduces himself with his name.
Bond, James
Then he
Bond.
goes, he's like, no alias.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought
They
of
even
that.
know his secret number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
supposed to be his
7.
assigned. Yeah.
Yeah.
They know what kind of car he drives.
The Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know what organization he's at.
I want to see a movie where it's like the James Bond,
Yeah,
like
and
it's
if you're
the
a
spy movie,
bartender,
right?
you could easily kill him with some sort of poison.
Absolutely.
And he only
Yeah.
drinks
One drink,
and
yeah.
it's shaken, so you can
Yeah.
hide whatever you want.
Yeah.
I want to see one that's like about the spy that like actually does the work while James Bond is distracting everybody, like all the villains. It's like showing up at the baccarat table, you know, like ready to go, and the actual person's there, like doing the effort.
What's that movie? The Sherlock Holmes with Michael Caine.
Without a clue.
Without a clue, because it's kind of like that, where Sherlock Holmes is kind of the front man, and then Watson's doing all the real work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like, what's 006 doing?
That was the whole thing with Inspector Gadget. His daughter Penny was like the one.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, work."
Yeah.
The brains of the operation.
Yeah. Charity, what you got?
Okay, so why are iPhone chargers called apple juice?
Nah, that's funny. I like that
That's
one.
very cute.
I saw something
good
that was
one.
awesome. It was, I want to say it was it was either Charger or a Challenger. It was Dodge, but anyway, on the back they had somehow modified to like two flat like tailpipes, so it was like a rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
And then right above it said HDMI 1 and HDMI 2.
I like that.
That was
That's good.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I like
Yeah.
that. Very
I do
nice.
too. That's fun. I like that one. Sarah, what you got?
I got one. So, brushing your teeth is the closest that you'll ever get to cleaning your skeleton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought of that.
And if you're doing anything else, then you need to go to the hospital immediately.
Yeah. It's like, I'm brushing my femurs. It's so great. I remember thinking about that when I was little because I was like, yeah, it's basically just bones that were, I don't know if it's bone, but I mean,
Hanging out.
it's exposed.
I guess your fingernails aren't bones, right?
No, they're not.
that's-
That's
Oh.
keratin.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. That guy.
There you go.
Thank you, Professor Atha.
You got it.
That's keratin.
It's the stuff that's also in your hair, right?
It's in your hair.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
in rhino horns.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
we are also rhinos. We
Yeah,
are to rhinos
therefore-
as muffins are to smoothies.
That's our logic. I'm sticking
That's
with
right.
It's somebody's logic, that's for sure.
it. Therefore,
Yeah.
Charity is a rhino.
Alan, you got another one for us?
All right. If a fly loses its wings, is it called a walk?
I like
It's called dead.
I like
That's
that
an
flies.
easy target.
Flies get the one, like, you know, sometimes we point at things and they're just like, that's the thing,
That's
right?
what it
And it's
is,
like,
yeah.
it's doing that thing, so that's the thing. Fly got that.
Yeah.
Not like the first bird.
Yeah.
It's like we call it a fly. We don't call fish a swim. Like, look, there's a swim.
Yeah.
There's a swim right there.
Like how you made it. You give them all the tenses of the
All
fish.
just have-
Swim, swam,
Swum. Have been swum.
That just makes you think of, like, sometimes we got really lazy with naming stuff. Like, we were just like Earth. Like, we don't, like, we're gonna come up with like all these fancy names for all the other planets,
Yeah,
and then like
Jupiter.
dirt. That's like gonna be the name of our planet.
That is true. Some of them like orange, like
Uh-huh.
the color and the
Yeah.
fruit. I'm like, we couldn't think of anything else.
Nope.
We don't call bananas yellow.
Or like blueberries.
Yeah.
It's like we got
Yeah.
way too many blueberries going on here. You're a blackberry. You're a blueberry. You're like, we already did raspberry. That's fine.
But what's a boysenberry?
Maybe it's a secret poison berry.
I don't know.
Not poison, boys.
I like-
Boysenberry.
Well, you wouldn't eat if it was called poison. That's the secret.
That was that was picked by committee, and somebody on that committee was named Boysen, and they were just like, "This is my berry."
My berry.
No.
There's no boysenberry, but there's no girlsenberry.
Oh, I had a thought. This was my Facebook memories like 3 or 4 days ago. It was a conversation my mom and I had where we were discussing whether berries were grapes.
Yeah, grapes are berries.
Is that? But my argument is that it wasn't grapes, or that it's sorry. My argument was that berries weren't grapes, but her argument is that they were. Sorry, I'm going to speak this
You got
again.
it. You got it.
She was saying that grapes were berries simply because they were round.
No.
But
No.
that's the case, an orange would be a berry because an
Right.
orange is round.
I don't think the roundness
An
has to do
onion could
anything
be a
with it.
berry.
Yeah.
Wait, I have questions though, because berries don't have seeds in them, right? They're the flowering part of a plant, whereas grapes have seeds.
Grapes do have seeds, yeah. So
Oh, yes.
it wouldn't be considered a berry.
Well, that's the same thing like with coffee beans. They're berries, though.
Or coffee beans are considered. Oh, you know what? I think
no,
you're
when they're
right.
picked before they're
Oh,
dried,
yeah.
they're berries.
Oh,
And
yeah.
same thing with peppercorns. I think they're berries as well. It's so wild.
Shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts.
Hashtag
Yeah, no
shower
kidding.
thoughts.
That got me thinking. No. I got one more here. You've never seen your own face before, only pictures and reflections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
We want to end on that one.
If you don't want,
I got
if you can't
something a
see
little
yourself
bit
in the
lighter.
mirror.
I got something a little bit lighter. Can I go one more time?
Yeah,
go for it.
absolutely.
We'll never know what it actually smells like underwater. Like the sense of smell.
I'm satisfied
Oh.
with that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like drowning.
Yeah, absolutely
I
works.
mean, water itself might have an aroma, but
Uh-huh.
But underwater, yeah.
But what are things that are underwater?
Specific
What do they
things.
smell like?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
good
does a
point.
fish smell
Yeah.
fishy underwater? Like, you know, when you,
no.
yeah, like, I guess they only smell fishy if they're like gross.
Or
Well, it's only when
Just
they're-
if they're rotting.
So a dead fish will smell fishy underwater.
It's probably like a gefilte fish. Yeah, gefilte.
well, in that's the case, you don't know what outer space smells like because you're having
That's
to
true. It's a
wear.
vacuum.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
smell when there's no oxygen.
Yeah, yeah. And thank goodness they invented that one thing.
You can smoke out in space. You
That's
can
right.
breathe. It's a great time.
So we're good in this atmosphere.
That's right.
Well, thank you everybody for joining me for our shower thoughts. And we just want to remind everybody that this is our final season. So thank you all so much for listening. We'll be back with more episodes here. But if you want to listen to more of the episodes that we've done in the past, I'll turn it over to Sarah.
Okay, guys, you can binge listen to all of our episodes. We have over 200 episodes at this point. Check us out at doublestuffpod.com. That's our website. We're available on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Double Stuff Podcast, and of course on Twitter at Double Stuff P, and that's the letter P.
Now go take a shower.
Bye.